We form these relationships. When we do something special for them, it makes their day. So what I tell my staff is it's really easy to make someone's day, so try to do that. You know, it's not just a stranger out there, it's family. And that's kind of the best part of like working here, is it's like you have 50 grandparents.
I'm constantly staying like an hour after work to just talk to people, especially like a couple in particular, but just talking and making sure they're doing okay, just giving them that human-to-human contact and connection that every person deserves and needs.
There are a couple residents that have been there as long as I have, and so like when I see them and I talk to them, you know, it's like talking to an old friend, because they are an old friend. Like, we've been friends for more than a decade, you know.
Sunshine Terrace has a motto of bringing more to life. What this means, that you're just not a patient down there.
This is not just a facility, this is their home, and being able to be a part of that and making an environment that it feels like home, that it's not just made up of rules and regulations.
I was working in Memory Lane, which is the Alzheimer's, and this is really back when I first started, and there were 2 patients there that I went and got up 3 mornings a week. And one day, just out of the blue, she looked at me and said, "I love you." And that was just really, it just really touched my heart. And it's like, I know this is where I need to be.
I actually started working with Sunshine Terrace in 1993 as a CNA. And I remember a particular resident that wasn't always happy. And I just set a personal goal that when I worked with that person, I was going to get them to smile. And it took a while, but I remember the day specifically, and I remember what I was doing, and I was walking down the hall with this resident, and he looked at me and smiled and said, "You're okay," you know, and that was just fulfilling. I think that kind of set the stage for the rest of my career. You know, the times I walk through our buildings and I'm interacting with our staff and I'm seeing our residents and they're happy and they're enjoying life. I know that our staff are truly doing that, and it's fulfilling.
We have a resident that their daughter came in and she was talking to me about how hard it is, and I was kind of giving her some info on some of our fun experiences we've been able to do with them, like have little concerts outside 6 feet apart, and being able to show her me dancing with her dad out there, because he's just a dancing machine, and she gets so excited and she'll say like, "I'm so glad you're there to be with him." I'm like, "Me too, and I wish you could be here, but I can always share these experiences with you, talk to you if you need to." And we get a lot of those moments, especially right now, and those are some of my big full heart moments.
When I did my first shift at Sunshine Terrace on the floor as a 16-year-old high school student, I remember helping one lady in particular, and I remember feeling like such a good feeling, just feeling that I could give something to her to make her feel better. So I think that's when I knew. I just felt like if I can give to these people and hopefully give some of that I have to give, and make them more comfortable and provide more quality care and help their life be more meaningful and happy. That's like one instance that happened for me on my first shift. I can tell you who I worked with and on what floor I was on, and it will forever be with me. And in fact, I still keep in touch with that patient's family.
You don't stop living when you're 70 or 80 or 90. And what you have to do is make people who are there with you to feel that, no, you haven't stopped living at all. You're a part of our lives.
I remember one of our residents that came to us from a facility in Salt Lake. He just wanted a change, but he didn't have any family to speak of. He was definitely part of our family at Sunshine Terrace, and his passing left a hole for a lot of us. But like I said, most of our residents have so many family members and loved ones. But those people that, for one reason or another, don't have that support, they find it when they come to Sunshine Terrace, and they really do become part of our family. And there's a lot of love.
I lost my brother 6 years ago, and the residents, it took 2 buses and a van to get them to his funeral.
and they filled a good chunk of that chapel. And that's just, we're a big family, and you can't replace those bonds. Like, you can't put money or a value on those moments and those relationships.
Someone that they trust to talk to every day or a couple times a week about their fears, and then also when they come back and say, I'm not scared of it anymore, I did this, or I'm surprised because I got to do this weekend, or going on a walk with my grandkids to the park without being terrified the entire time. They just kind of get to enjoy life a little bit more and limit that fear. I guess live life more fully.
I feel really strongly that people don't have to be defined by what's wrong with them. They don't have to be defined by their illness or disease or disability, and that you can still have a rich and full and satisfying and meaningful life with whatever problems you have. And it might look different than what it used to be, but that's still possible.
Therapy had been working with a patient for a short period of time. He'd lost the ability to speak, and he'd given up hope on that. And there's a technique called melodic intonation therapy, where we use singing to help create the ability to speak. So then we started, and I said, you just start coming in when you feel like it. The song, You Are My Sunshine, everybody knows that song. And he started. Little by little, words started forming. We isolated the phrase that says, you'll never know, dear, how much I love you. And we brought his wife down, and we told her we had a surprise for her. We sang that part, and he turned and looked at his wife, and he said so clearly, I love you. Best day ever. Bringing more to life is the most important thing that we can do for all of our people.